Hi everybody, this is Christine Patterson and I am here for Hancock Parks to talk about virtual experiences, discovery stories, because we are going to continue to learn about some of our birds of prey here, because we're going to learn about the bird ospreys, which you may or may not have ever heard about before. We get to the start of the book here. Okay? Now, an osprey makes a nest. It's very, very big. Remember when I talked to you about bald eagles and how big their nests are? Ospreys do the same thing. It's high up. How high? 30 to 100 feet up. If you find an osprey nest, osprey like to have their nest at the very tippy top of trees. So one of their favorite places anywhere near people is they actually go on the top of utility towers. They like to build their nest up there because it's a very, very top, and they will use that nest year after year if they are able. This nest is by the water. Why? The osprey looks for fish to eat. In fact, 99% of an osprey's diet is fish. That's what they eat, is fish. And we're going to talk about how they catch those fish here in just a second. It sees one. It takes off. It dives towards the water. So you will always find osprey near water of some sort. It stretches out its feet. See its sharp talons? That's what we call on the end of its toes, those claws on the end of a bird's toes. Those sharp ones are called talons. The talons dig in, it catches a fish. And look at how large that fish is compared to the osprey. Osprey can actually catch fish as large as their body size. The fish is slippery, but it cannot escape. The feet have scales that help it grip. And not just the scales on the feet, but of course, look at those talons. Once a fish has been caught, it is not going to get away. The bird carries its prey. Where? Back to its nest. Because what does it feed its hatchlings here? It feeds them fish, of course. You can see that it's carried this fish back to the nest. It is time to eat. The sharp beak helps. Remember how we looked at the bald eagle beak and how it has that sharp tip on the end? Because just like bald eagles, they need to rip apart the pieces of the fish because fish are bigger. And remember, just like we know that birds don't have any teeth, osprey, of course, are birds, so they don't have any teeth. So it needs to rip it apart to swallow it. It tears off each piece. Yum! The mom feeds her chicks. She will grow up, and they will hunt. See how she breaks off pieces of fish and then puts it right inside of their mouths. Now, if we take a look at an osprey here, osprey are built for catching fish. They have those long, narrow wings, and they make kind of an M shape if you look at it. It helps them fly and it helps them dive. They have a beak. Their black beak is hooked. This helps the osprey tear apart and eat the fish, just like we talked about before. Adult ospreys' eyes are yellow. A chick, when they're born, when they hatch there, are reddish color, and as they grow, they become yellow. Ospreys have great eyesight and can see fish from great heights. Just like the bald eagle flies around looking down in the water to see the fish, ospreys do the same thing. They don't smell the fish. They don't hear the fish. They see the fish. Okay? And of course, their talons. They have large, sharp talons that help the osprey grab their prey. Okay? Now let me show you something that makes this really cool. Let me show you a picture of an osprey diving down. Can you see that right there? So osprey are designed to catch fish. They can actually tuck their wings just like that. See how they lengthen out their body with their talons in front. And so when they dive down to catch the fish, they swoop down and actually can dive into the water. They can go 3 feet down in the water in order to catch a fish. When we talked about the bald eagles swoop and stay near the surface of the water to catch a fish. Osprey will catch at the surface, but they can also dive down just like this. See how their wings are designed perfect for that. And then, let me take this one here. If we take a look at this picture right here, what the osprey can do, which is just amazing, is once they have caught a fish, they can actually use their talons and they can rotate their toes in order to make the fish aerodynamic while they fly. So they won't just be flying and have this big hanging fish hanging to them. They will actually have the fish and they will turn it so it's right in line with their body so that they can fly easier. Now, osprey are very large birds. Remember how we talked about the bald eagle and how that they have a wingspan of about 6 feet? And osprey's wings are almost as large as a bald eagle. And ospreys are actually 2 feet long in their body. So just like bald eagles, ospreys are around in our area, but unlike bald eagles, ospreys migrate. So they use our area for their nesting. So you will find them, they will come back to our area in March, April, so that they lay their eggs April and May. The eggs take about a month to hatch. Then, of course, they hatch. The parents take care of the babies until they are ready to be out on their own. And then once the nesting season is done, so come fall, ospreys will migrate. Well, where do they migrate to? They will migrate all the way to Central and South America. So they will actually fly about 3,000 miles. So they like to go where it's warm because they do hunt those fish. So they come here for the spring, summer, early fall time. Then they fly down to South America, ready to hang out for the winter time where it's warm down there. So this is another book that I got from our Findlay Hancock County Public Library. You can go to the library to get more books about birds such as the osprey. Now remember, you can join us again on Wednesday because we're going to be doing Way Back Wednesdays where we learn about our 1847 McKinnis House. Bye everybody.